Hey, everybody, welcome back. This is now episode 72. And for those of you that like to see our face, we have returned. Fear not, for I have risen.
Yeah, sorry about that last week. There was some technical difficulties.
Yeah, so join us for another fun-filled episode. We got people running and missing things. We got people talking about Easter. And, maybe we'll get to your questions. Stick around.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey there, you fine people. Welcome back to the Manny and Sean
Experience.
Are we doing that now?
No, I just thought it would be fun. Leave me alone.
Because we used to be La Mas Podcast. We used to do that.
Yeah. I remember.
Anyways, if you don't know me, if you're new here, am I new to your ears, new to your eyes? My name is Manny.
And I am Sean.
And thank you for tuning in today on episode 72. Thank you to everyone who just continues to press that little play button anytime our faces appear on your streaming device.
Yes, thank you. We love you for it.
And to those...
Sorry.
Sometimes my liners get in the way. Or the rubber bands, I'm not sure. And to those of you that are new here, welcome. We hope you'll stick around and hit that follow button and engage with us on social.
Yes. How are you doing?
Whew, girl, I've been doing all right. Got me a new therapist.
Yes, you did. You got a new therapist.
My therapist.
Oh my
my God. My therapist, as I've said before, moved to the United Kingdom.
UK.
And I was left without a therapist. But I was like, I got this. I got all the tools I need. I have graduated from basic therapy training. I'm good to go.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not the case. You need somebody to check in every once in a while.
A tune-up, if you will.
I like to call it a tune-up, yes. Did you steal that from me?
I was, you said it. So I was just
okay. So he's plagiarizing my words.
We didn't have to do any of that. You could have just been like, yeah, a tune-up. I call him a tune-up and kept it going. But you didn't. But here we are. Go ahead.
But it's so much more fun when I do it the other way.
Okay.
Anyways. So, yeah, I found me a new therapist, and we are on the road to fixing some things.
I'm so happy for you.
I'm happy for myself because I wasn't doing well. You may have not seen it, but I wasn't doing well.
That's why you never know what someone is going through because they can be laughing and joking and smiling, but on the inside, there could be something going on there.
Absolutely. How are you, sir?
Exhausted, but I'm here.
Exhausted?
Mentally, more so than anything. This week has been struggle bus for work. A lot going on, but, persevering, pushing through.
Well, you had Cowboy Carter to keep you all.
I did, and I know we talked about that album on the last episode, but
And the one before.
And the one before. But it wasn't out in the one before. Anyway, just listening to the album and getting deeper into it. There's so many history lessons in it. We're not going to talk about it today. But that album has been a comfort. And I keep finding new songs to fall in love with. So
yes, it is a household favorite here nowadays.
So, okay, I know we're not going to talk about it, but what's your favorite song this week?
Oh, boy. I'm going to have to say Two Hands
To Heaven.
To Heaven.
I am almost in the same boat. That is my second favorite this week. Tyrant is my first this week. But it switches.
I mean, I took a test, not to keep talking about it. I took a test and I had like 10 number ones based on the test that I took.
I think I had 5. Maybe I did have more. No, I had more than 5.
It wasn't an easy test either. I thought it was going to be like some bullshit. like music test, and it was like, and it put like songs I really like against each other, and I'm like, I can't choose. I like both of them. So that's how I ended up with like 10 number ones. Look, if you haven't checked out Cowboy Carter because you don't like her, you don't think you like country, go listen to the album. It is going to shock you.
In the best way.
Yeah. Anyways, let's get into today's mix. Tape.
You're in the mix.
Well, here we are in the mixtape. Yeah. Of episode 72.
What are we talking about, Dano?
What are we talking about, Dano? Well, in the news, every news media channel that I could see covered this because apparently it was news. And well, I'm now going to cover it on the podcast.
It's always news when something travel related happens, whether that's a plane with the doors coming off or a wheel falling off to a ship catching fire. They're going to talk about it.
You know, they didn't really talk about the Carnival Freedom catching on fire.
I think they're tired of talking about the Carnival Freedom.
Yeah,
that's why.
Caught fire again in less than a year. They should just not put the whale tail back on that thing. And
this was like an unfortunate. This was like, what is it? What do they call it when it's an act of God?
A 500-year storm.
This wasn't Carnival's fault at all. It was struck by lightning. So
allegedly, it was struck by lightning.
Okay, allegedly.
I don't know. The story kind of fell off. They quickly took the ship and sent it off to the Bahamas to get fixed.
I don't think it's coming back.
It better people got cruises booked on
it's
it.
cursed.
Oh Lord.
They're gonna rename it.
Yeah, like the Triumph.
Yeah.
The Poop Cruise. And now it's called the
Sunrise or the Sunshine?
The Sunrise or the Sunshine. Oh shit. Is it the Sunshine?
I think it is the Sunshine, which we have been on.
We got on the poop ship?
Yeah, we
No, that was the Destiny.
Oh.
Sunrise is Triumph.
Okay.
Yeah, I would never board the poop cruise.
They fixed it
I
and
don't
renamed
care.
it.
Anyways, speaking on topics of cruise, some very wealthy Americans had the opportunity to
Very
take
wealthy
a
Americans.
21-day cruise. I mean, who the hell?
21
days, and not around the Southern Caribbean, so that's why I say wealthy. It started, I believe, in South Africa, going all the way up to, I think it terminated in Barcelona. So why is it in the news? You're going to say?
No, go ahead.
Oh. Why is it in the news? Because 6 Americans were left behind in a little island off the coast of Nigeria.
Ooh.
Americans were stranded and
in
left
Africa,
behind on a small island off the coast of Africa or Nigeria. So, if you've never cruised before, I was hoping for you to jump in or something.
I was waiting to see what you was gonna say.
So, if you've never been on a cruise before, there is a departure time,
which they tell you before you get off the cruise.
But there's also a back on board.
That's the one I meant.
Time. So your cruise may say, we depart at 4. That usually means you need to be back by 3:30.
Yes. Most of the time they give you a 30-minute window because they know that somebody is going to struggle getting back. And if you have come across any YouTube videos or even TikTok videos of people pier running is what they call it.
Just Google pier running.
It's hilarious to watch.
It is.
Because these people are late. The ship has probably already done blown the horn. And they like, we got to get there.
Yeah. And you said window. If you've never cruised, do not say, I have a 30-minute window. Because
you don't.
Back on board means the cruise ship is preparing for departure. They are pulling the lines. They are pulling the stairs. If you are on a cruise sponsored excursion, you are the only exception to the rule of that boat not leaving.
Yes. So if you get an excursion, a tour, or anything that you bought directly through the cruise line, they will wait for you or make arrangements if for whatever reason you're not going to make it back to the ship.
Correct. And usually they'll wait.
Usually they'll wait.
It's like a medical thing.
Right.
So insert this story now.
Sure.
Oh, you had something else? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say, a lot of people will choose to do a private tour because they find it cheaper than doing it through the cruise line. And we have done it. We have booked private excursions. But we also know that we need to get back at a certain time, even way before the all on board, because we don't like to play games with that. I'm not trying to be stranded somewhere and then try to figure out how to get to where the ship is going to next, because that's what you have to do. Or you can fly yourself home. But all of your stuff is still going to be on the ship. They will get you your passport.
I still wonder how they do that.
I do too.
Like, are you going through my shit? But yeah, so to Sean's point, we have done the private tours. And there's nothing wrong with them. But when we choose to do that, we're like, how long are we on the island? Mm-hmm. How long do we have before we need to be back? And how long is the tour that we're looking at?
Right.
Because if it don't line up and I don't have at least a 2-hour buffer to
then
get
I'm
back,
not doing it.
I'm not doing it. I will book through the private or through the cruise, or I won't do it at all.
Because anything can happen, like, especially in the Caribbean, like it storms, it rains. The vehicle that you are taking the tour in can break down.
Some of them taxis are sketch.
Raggedy.
So now enter what we're actually wanting to talk to you.
Sorry.
Look, if you're new here, this is how it goes, okay? If you enjoy this, it's like music to your ears while you're working at work, right? You don't have to go hear Karen in the back talking about HR. I don't know. It's the best I can do on a Friday afternoon.
I was talking about her grandchildren. Because you're like, girl, I don't care.
Yes. Anyways, back to the story. Before we jump in, like I said, it is a Norwegian cruise, 21 days from South Africa to Barcelona. 6 Americans were left. 2 Australians were also left behind. But this is the part we really kind of want to dig into, because people miss the ship all the time.
Yeah, they do.
This is the part I have issue with. Roll the tape.
After what we've witnessed, we truly believe that, although there's a set of rules or policies that the ship may have followed, they follow those rules too rigidly. I believe that they've really forgot that they are people working in the hospitality industry, and that really the safety is and the well-being of their customers should be their first priority. And that should be placed first. We believe there was a basic duty of care that they had forgotten about. So it does concern us.
So there you have it. Again, 6 Americans. Those were 2 of them. Apparently 1 was pregnant. I think they're also counting a person who was medically evacuated from the cruise ship.
She had a stroke, right?
She had stroke-like symptoms, so they medically evacuated her from the ship. Now, they're calling her part of the 6 that was left behind, but when you're medically evacuated from a cruise ship, you're medically evacuated from a cruise ship. The cruise line stays in contact with you, but unless you are 100% healthy to come back, they're not going to bring you back on the ship.
No.
And usually by the point you're medically evacuated, it's just they can't provide care for you on board. So your case is probably pretty serious.
Right.
So anyways, I say all that to try to give all the facts. So these 2 fine folks here, though I feel bad for them for, it's an ordeal regardless of the situation.
It is.
Being stranded in a foreign country. But what's the part we take issue about?
The part that I took issue about,
which is the same one with me,
was them saying that they understand that the cruise line has policies and rules to follow, but they felt that they follow them too rigidly, to quote her exactly. And to you, I say, my dear madam, rules are rules for a reason. You chose to book a private excursion, and it just so happened that you couldn't get back. They got in contact with the cruise ship.
Yeah, so that gentleman that was in the clip told the tour person, hey, we're cutting it close. Mm-hmm. The tour guide was like, this is all through the gentleman that was in that clip. He could be lying off his ass. The gentleman said that the tour operator said, no worries, I can get you back in an hour or less. We're going to send an email to the cruise company. You're out in the middle of the ocean. I'm not sure how we're sending emails, but that's sure, whatever. Maybe they have Skylink or something. And to give you the real fact, there is always a port contact in a cruise ship or a cruise line that remains on the island in case people do get left behind.
Right.
So yes, back to you.
Oh, I'm just saying, y'all can't have your cake and eat it too. When you're here, you want law and order. But when something affects you to where you have now missed this cruise ship because of their rules that you need to be back on this ship at a certain point in time, and the ship has now gone because you did, you mad at the cruise line. It's not the cruise line's fault.
No.
They did what they were supposed to do. You didn't hold up your end of the bargain, and now you pissed at them.
And that's where I take issue, and really with anybody who misses a cruise ship that wants to blame the cruise line. It's like, you know, far in advance what time you need to be back on board.
Right.
Clearly, they knew what time they needed to be back on board.
Or you wouldn't have said, hey, girl, we need to get back in like 2 hours.
This cruise ship was also not physically docked. So,
it was tender.
Sometimes cruise ships will dock off the coast of where they're at, and they will boat you in a tender, as they call them. So that's even more annoying. Well, not annoying, but it takes even more into account the importance of being back on time, because now you have to account for not only being back by the time they tell you,
right,
but you also have to take a ferry from that port to the ship.
And that's like, because they're going to cut off the tenders at some point. So even if you were a pure runner, if the tender's not there, you still can't get to the ship.
Right. This particular place where they were also at tends to have like low tides and currents. So they have to be out by a certain time.
Right.
For the safety of the vessel. If not, we're going to have another Costa Concordia on our hands. That was a bad captain. That was all captain's fault there. But, I mean, to put it smooth, that's what could have happened if they don't make the time that they need to be out.
My other issue with these people, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
My other issue with these people is that they were on, and again, this might have more to do with the media than them, but they were on so many morning news shows. And I get it. Like, I guess is it a big story? I don't think it's that big of a story.
We're about to make it a big story.
But for them to get like this time, and like the cruise line was at no fault, it was all on them. And it's in every interview I've seen of them so far, it seems like they were trying to blame the cruise line for leaving them. Like, that's another issue that I have. Like, there's plenty of things to be mad at cruise lines for.
Yeah, they don't know if they wanted to get back on the cruise ship because of the way they were treated. And I'm just like, how were you treated?
Yeah, how were you treated?
You didn't show up on time.
Who did something to you?
They left. They at least got your passports out. If not, then you couldn't travel.
They did. And the rep from the cruise line was like, we're staying in contact with them. So whenever they can meet up at the next stop, then we can, help them get back on the ship.
Exactly. So that's where I take issue. You know, if I were to miss the cruise ship, I'd be like, well, fuck, you were an idiot, Manny. I mean, you should never be in a position to miss the cruise ship. You know what time you have to be there. If you're in a foreign country that you don't know how transportation is going to be, you need to handle that. Like on our not Virgin, but when we went on Carnival in September, we took a private taxi to a beach in Bonaire. It was Bonaire. And we all decided to leave at a good time that gave us ample time to get back to the cruise ship without rushing.
Remember your mama was like, I'm leaving, y'all.
Oh, that was another cruise. We were doing a TikTok on the beach and still have yet to see the TikTok. But anyways, it was done. And my mom was like, it's time. We got the guy said we got to be at the tender at what time? This wasn't even the cruise ship leaving. This was just the boat on the excursion that was taking us back to the port, which they couldn't leave us, first of all, because there was only the 200 people that were there were the 200 people that were brought onto the island. But anyways, my mama packed her stuff and she left. She left us. My mom was like, I'm not missing the boat. So
she was like, y'all can miss it, but I won't be missing it.
But I'm just like, you're over here on national media now crying about your experience. And it's like, you got yourself into this.
Yeah.
You chose to do a private tour because you was being cheap. And I get that. That's what I do them too. But like, you need to know what your time is. And if you're back on board time with 3:00, I'm like, doesn't seem like you were on that island for long.
No.
So I would have never thought of doing a private tour if my time was like from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. No way in hell.
Were they the same ones that were like, this is a trip of a lifetime and they wanted to see things?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, yeah, it is a trip of a lifetime. So maybe you just book the tour through the cruise line so that you can guarantee that.
Or stay close to the port.
Or that. Whatever. I don't have any sympathy for you.
Yeah, so that's my thing. And that led me to another question. And we've been researching Barcelona. And because we're going to Barcelona. Yay. And I watched some of these videos and the American entitlement when we go to other countries is astonishing to me. We, as Americans, go to a foreign country and we look at these people and expect it to be like America. We expect the food to be like American food. Like, I'm like, you chose to go to another country. Respect the culture. Respect the people, respect the food, respect the places you visit. Mm-hmm. But I've just seen so much entitlement of people when they go to another country. And I'm just like, why did you leave America then if you can't be outside your four walls?
No, I feel that. And I feel like that's why a lot of them probably look at Americans that come over there and be like, here comes another dumb American.
Yeah, they're like, we'll take your money, but y'all are just fucking idiots. I mean, I never go to another country and expect it to be the comforts of my home.
No, because I'm not in America. It's a complete, like, if I go somewhere else, I'm expecting to, I'm going there to appreciate the culture. And to experience it, I don't expect things to be like they are here. And you have to go in with that mindset. I think a lot of people don't go in with that mindset.
Yeah, I think people are so Americanized that you expect every restaurant, for example, to have air conditioning or non-smoking. Like, there's just things that are different in other countries. And I feel like I'm coming off like everybody else's third world country. That's not what I'm saying. People expect the American norm to be the same thing that happens over there.
But you're right. But You have to change your mindset, period.
Right.
Like just like when people come over here, like they may not be used to the way we do things over here. So it's the same thing. You're going into a completely different environment, completely different people, completely different culture. And part of that should be the fun of you going over there is to experience another culture and not bring your American ideologies. Yeah.
Why go international to eat at Burger King?
Right. Girl, I'm not
want
eating
a Burger King. Like,
I'm not eating unless like it's the only thing open. That's a different story. Sure. And I can't find anything else. But like I'm over here for the experience. I can get Burger King anyway. Well, actually, the McDonald's and Burger Kings they have in some of these other countries have different foods on their menu. So if you just want to experiment and try something different, then that's cool. Yeah. But that's, an exclusion to what you're talking about.
Right. So, I mean, as I was listening to that interview of that couple, I was just like, American entitlement is so rich. Like, you think because in America, you scream and holler, you get a $10 gift card and a refund on your bill, that you should get the same thing from Norwegian because you didn't show up on time.
To me, that whole thing is just them. Is what we see so much today is people not just taking accountability when they mess up.
100. Norwegian said, unfortunately, the ship was unable to safely dock in the destination due to adverse weather conditions as well as tight restrictions that required specific timing for safe passage. In light of the series of unfortunate events outside of our control, Norwegian threw some shade. We will be reimbursing these 8 guests for their travel costs and also the destinations that they missed. So we responded as pure American companies would. You did something wrong. Our policy is no, but we're going to refund your money at the end of the day.
That upsets me, but I get it because they have made such a media thing about it. So now people are looking at Norwegian sideways when they shouldn't be. I'm looking at these people sideways because if it was me, y'all would be getting no refund for what? You messed up.
Right. It's in your cruise contract.
I can't.
You read the cruise contract. It's in there. Or better yet, get travel insurance.
But I mean, I get it. Like companies cave because they're getting bad press.
It's like you said.
When it's not even their fault.
They did the whole media circuit in the morning.
Right.
And Norwegian was like, fuck, we got to put this fire out.
They shouldn't have caved. Yeah, it wouldn't have been me if I was in charge, but I'm not.
So, we had words about this, so we wanted to bring it to the pod today. And our tip for you, the Manny and Sean tip is, if you're going on a cruise, make sure you plan your things accordingly. Do not arrive at the back on board time. If they say 3:30, show your ass up at 3. Okay, plan on 3 o'clock mentally. Also, when you go visit another country, an island, whatever it is, be respectful of the people, be respectful of the culture, be respectful of the food. The hotels that you're saying might not be. You know what? I'm veering off here. People act like American restaurants and hotels are so superior to other places. And I'm like, I don't know how many times I've seen dirty ass hotels. And I can't imagine what's going on behind the kitchen where you can't see. So, respect the culture, restaurants, anywhere you go, respect the people, and enjoy it because it might be better than what you have.
Yeah.
Another topic that we encountered this week. Happy Easter, very late. To everybody who celebrates Easter, whether it's of the bunny kind or the resurrection.
Well, at least you know what it is.
Yes. Conservatives, on the other hand, were up in arms, screaming and hollering. How could President Joe Biden talk about
Trans Visibility
Trans Day of Visibility on the day of the risen Lord.
And here we go with ignorance.
Wait, should we play the clip first?
Sure.
Play the clip.
The anger just seems so contrived, especially when the people who were the most outraged knew so little about the actual holiday they were protecting.
And the transgender community purposely chooses the day of Jesus' death or his resurrection, whatever Easter weekend.
Easter, it was Jesus' quinceañera, or the day he was forced to leave the Big Brother house, whatever. But I'll ask him about it the next time I go to the, what's the place with all the lowercase t's hanging on the wall? The half naked church, that's it, church. And you know what? The Fox audience deserves a higher level of con artistry than this. Jesse Waters, if you can remember the green M&M's entire sexual history, you can Wikipedia what Easter is.
All right. So, first of all, ignorance. The International Transgender Day of Visibility has always been on March 31st. It is not something new. It is not the trans community coming together and plotting and planning to make sure that this day happens on Easter. That is not what happened. But anytime they can poke at the community, they will take the opportunity to do so. And the people that follow them, they don't know how to Google anyway, so they just gonna believe what they say. The issue here is leap year happened. So that pushed Easter.
I don't think it's just leap year. I was trying to understand it. I could not understand how the day of Easter is decided.
Okay.
Because Lent, at least in the Catholic Church, always starts after Ash Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's where it starts. Ash Wednesday also moves. I don't know. That part was confusing to me.
Look, it moved, and that's the point. Easter's
never
on the same
day.
Yes,
exactly.
That is the point.
I think it has to do with the moons and all that.
I'm not a Wiccan.
Google it.
I'm not here for it.
I'm not here to provide you these facts because I don't want to talk about that.
The fact that y'all did not know, one, that Easter moves is not always on the same Sunday, and two, he didn't even know what Easter was about. Whether it was the birth of Christ, the resurrection of Christ, or when Christ got a birthday party. And then to blame the trans community and say that they chose this day to smite the Christians, I can't.
Okay. So I don't like to be a factless podcast all the time. I had to Google it. The Easter date changes because it's always on the Sunday after the first full moon, also known as Paschal full moon. I probably said that wrong.
That's fine.
That occurs after the spring equinox. That means that Easter can fall anywhere between March 22nd and as late as April 25th.
That's crazy. That's a huge range of dates for Easter.
So, our trans brothers and sisters, their day has always been
March
31st. So conservatives are now angry, as you heard in the clip, because President Biden put out a proclamation about Transgender Day of Visibility.
I'm always baffled because I just don't understand why y'all are so hyper focused on these people when they are just out here trying to live their life. I know this is something that we say a million times, but what does a transgender person having a day of visibility and recognition have anything to do with Easter just because this one time they fell on the same day? Two things can happen in one day.
I mean, sometimes it's International Peanut Butter Jelly Day, and sometimes it's International Cookie Day, all on the same day.
All in the same day. You can get a cookie and a donut or whatever you said on
peanut
the way
butter
home.
Jelly.
Sorry.
It could be a peanut butter donut.
It could be.
But and that's what it's like you said, like our brothers and sisters in the trans community don't want you all up in their life anyways. They want to live their life just like you do. You go to the grocery store, you go get your hair did, you get your makeup done, whatever. They just want to be everybody else fitting in the gender that they feel they are a part of.
Which has nothing to do with you. Ain't got nothing to do with you.
Got nothing to do with me, got nothing to do with him, got nothing to do with you.
Not a thing.
Not a damn thing.
Just mind your business. What did Joy say?
Who?
The pastor?
Oh, that was too many episodes ago.
People's lives would be a lot simpler if they just mind their business.
Yes. Something along those lines.
Something like, paraphrase
business.
But mind your business.
Like, and then to be dragging the trans community because one, President Biden put out a proclamation about it is they didn't do anything.
No.
March 31st is the day. I'm sorry that Easter is so goddamn complicated. I didn't know it was that complicated, actually.
I didn't either.
So I'm just like, enough is enough with the stones we continue to throw at the trans community, the LGBTQ plus community. There's just no need for it. They want to live their life. You live your life. You don't want your kid knowing about gay people? Then don't let your kid know about gay people.
If you don't want your child to have an abortion, don't give your child an abortion. If you don't want to marry a black person, don't marry a black person. I'm just like, just mind your business and live your life. That's it.
I mean, y'all told us.
I'm tired.
During COVID, my body, my choice when it came to a mask. A paper mask.
When it came
a paper mask.
To abortion.
But wait, when it comes to everything.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Y'all want to fucking throw sticks and stones at everything that you don't like. And there's a lot of things I don't like. And sure, I might come on here and complain about it. But I'm not here telling you not to do it.
I don't have anything. I'm tired.
If anything, I am happy that the trans community at least gets visibility and acknowledgement from an administration that's running our government, whereas the one before never acknowledged anything.
And that is the important part, because just like representation matters, whether you believe DEI or not. DEI?
Diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Okay, I got it right. Whether you believe in that or not, representation and visibility matters. So there are plenty of people out here that feel like, nobody cares about me. I am struggling with this and I have to do it on my own and the world is against me. But to have the president of the United States recognize you, whether, that did something for you or not, just knowing that people actually care and give a damn about you could help so many people.
Yeah, there could be a young trans kid out there that in this current climate doesn't feel acknowledged, but to hear President of the United States say, "We're with you," that could be the difference.
It could be. A lot of things could be a difference. Like, just, a simple text or phone call to someone could mean a lot. But, it boggles my mind. And I am fine with people having a different opinion than I have. Because, we don't have to agree and see eye to eye on everything. But the one thing that we all should have agreements on is everyone should live their life the way they want to without interference from other people. As long as they are not hurting anyone, that's it.
I agree. 100%. I couldn't have said it better myself. Do we have time for questions or do we want to move into what's your issue?
My issue isn't big, so I don't know. Is your issue big?
No, it's not that big. It's about Roseanne.
Oh my God. That shit was annoying. Maybe we can do like one question.
All right, let's open up the question box. Cue the music. My friends really fuck you. My friends really like you.
Who are your friends? Who are you?
God wants to be friends.
We have so many people that want to be our friends.
We have a question.
Okay, thank God.
Having issues effectively communicating with my person. Do you have any suggestions?
Having issues effectively communicating?
Yes.
My advice is to take your person, sit down with them, put the phones away, turn the TV off, have a clear conversation. State why you want to
State your name.
have this conversation, and make sure that they understand what you are trying to communicate to them, and vice versa. If it's something that you want to get out of them, make sure that they are clearly communicating that as well. It's so easy for, I'm going to use myself for example. It's so easy for me sometimes to get in my head about something instead of communicating and figuring out, exactly what's going on. It'll stay up here, and that's not a great place for it to live. When you don't understand something, or if you have a question, it's always good to sometimes just be like, pause, we need to take a break and have a conversation about whatever
Pause.
it is. Don't start. That's my answer.
Yeah, I mean, asking questions and making sure you allow the other person to ask questions. Definitely don't allow it to get escalated. Escalated doesn't really solve anything.
No.
So definitely, maybe you set some ground rules, like, please allow me to finish before you interrupt me.
And make sure that you are listening and not just preparing your rebuttal or answer to what I am saying. That's a big one.
Yeah, because we saw what the rebuttal did for the Republicans on the union.
Oh my God. I am a mother. Shut up, woman.
So definitely set ground rules. Maybe write out your questions before you sit down, and kind of talk through, why you feel you are having an issue effectively communicating. Because I'm not sure if there is an issue that needs to be communicated, or is it just
not effectively
being
able to communicate how you feel, or
right. Because if it's just you unable to effectively communicate, and it's not maybe a issue, maybe, and I mean this in the nicest way, therapy. Because I truly learned how to effectively communicate through therapy. So that was at like age 37.
It's all right. You got there.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can do it on your own, most definitely, by asking probing questions of your person. But for me, I would ask questions, but they also came out the wrong way, or I had intentions or ideas that they understood everything I wanted them to know in that question. So I learned through therapy on how to be more clear and direct. So start out with level 1, and then, I'm an advocate for therapy. Not saying you need it.
Yeah.
Just one more question, or you want to move on?
We can do one more.
See how many more friends ones we get.
Who are all these people that want to be our friends?
I know. Pause. Oh, we've got a real one. How do you trust someone after they have broken your trust?
Ooh, I'm going to let you take this one since you are a big trust person and you learn a lot about that in your therapy session.
Manny has come a very long way in trusting people. I have seen some regression in the last couple of months, probably because I haven't been in therapy. It's hard. It's really hard to trust somebody after they have broken your trust, because you always have that lingering thought in the back of your head of, are they being truthful or are they lying? For me, a lot of it was in therapy was learning that what facts do you have to not trust said person? Like real tangible facts. A lot of people were like, I don't trust that bitch because I heard they said. Well, did you hear them say it? You might be creating a false narrative and putting yourself in a very anxious state for no reason. Mm-hmm. So for me is really sitting down. I may still have that tinkle of I don't trust you. But I also do now acknowledge that I have no facts to stand on that part of not trusting you until you show me that I can't trust you. What about you?
Love that answer.
Thank you so much. I should go be a therapist.
Trust is something that most people build upon, right? There are people that give trust freely.
I'm a builder.
And there are people that build. I'm typically one that gives it freely until there is a reason for me not to. And once that is broken, for me, the best way for me to get that trust or to get that trust back is to then become a builder. Because if I give it to you and you break it, like it's gone until you can show me otherwise and regain it. So, I mean, I guess it's a combination of the things, but building is the common theme here. So I'm just like, take your time. It's going to take time. That's another thing. Trust takes time. It's not an overnight thing. It is not a couple of weeks thing. It is definitely something that takes time to build back up.
Especially for the question, it's they have already broken that trust. So that means you had already given them that trust and now they have broken it. So if you see that it's fit to try to rebuild that trust, then steam ahead.
And and everyone is different. For me, I do feel like that people are redeemable. I don't feel like, because we're all human and we all make mistakes. So I don't feel like if someone did break your trust that a person should be written off or discarded, because if that happened every time we've made a mistake, we would be out of so many different situations. So I believe in giving people grace because we're human and that's just the way things are. And if you feel that person is worth it, then I would give them grace and allow them to try to build that trust.
You know what song popped into my head?
What song?
That's just the way it is. Some things will never change.
Yes, some people are. Some people will continue to be the same.
Is that 80s or 90s? 90s, probably.
I know exactly what the song you're talking about. I just don't know who sings it. Off the top of my head.
Is it Michael Bolton? No?
Michael Bolton?
No?
Maybe you're right.
He's a white man from the 90s. Well, that's going to wrap up the mixtape and our questions for this week. We are going to move into What's Your Issue? Hey, y'all, welcome to What's Your Issue? And we want to give you facts. So we had to look up the song to let you know who sings it. It is apparently not Michael Bublé.
It's sung by Bruce Hornsby and The Range. I've never heard of these people in my life.
That's just the way it is.
I hope this is the right song.
Oh, boy.
It looks weird.
Yes, that's a song.
Okay. Stop. We don't want to get copyrighted.
Great instrumentation.
And it was released in 1986.
Oh. Damn. And I know that song. I was still a weebie.
A weebie. I was 5. Anyway,
what's your issue?
What's your issue? Okay, so my issue is just gonna be quick, y'all. I'm not gonna stay here because y'all know I can be long-winded or whatever. At least that's what he says. So I'm gonna just tell y'all right now.
He's gonna tell you
a lot of y'all are on TikTok, X, Instagram, trying to decode and figure out when Beyonce is going to announce this tour, if there's going to be a tour. And a lot of y'all are telling her don't announce shit because I ain't got money for it. And that's fair.
Please listen, Beyonce. Delay it at least 6 months.
But if this woman has showed and taught us anything since she dropped self-titled just out of the blue one day, is you cannot predict what she's going to do. Nobody knew that she was going to announce Act 2 at the Super Bowl with Verizon. We knew that something was happening only because Verizon tweeted out a picture of the horse. And we had no idea who was going to be on Act 2, what it was going to be about. Like, you can't predict what this woman is going to do. She's going to do what she want to do. And if she wants to go on tour, she is. If she wants to have a residency at the Sphere, that's what she's going to do.
Let me tell you, her non-disclosures
are serious. But for a purpose.
I mean, that album was recorded 5 years ago. Well, parts of it.
That good side player said, I keep my mouth shut because I want my check to clear. And I want to be able to work on projects like this in the future.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously a tour will come. I don't think she's going to release the album without a tour, but I don't know that it's going to happen this year. I feel like it's a next year thing.
Even when Renaissance happened, the tour didn't happen until the next year.
And she announced that in like late July.
So everybody
came out late July.
Calm down. Enjoy the album. Let it marinate.
Learn the lyrics.
And do your Googles, because there's a lot of history in that album.
We need to do a whole history episode on that.
I mean, the things that I have learned alone in the past couple of weeks from this album, like artists, the Chitlin Circuit, rodeos, like so much.
So much. Not enough time.
What's your issue?
I'm going to play it first because there's just no way to just roll the tape.
Hey, old bro. How are you doing? I'm here at Mar-a-Lago supporting Carrie Lake, and it was a fantastic evening, and our trumpet's here being the DJ, and I've just danced, and everyone's amazed. So I'm just going to say to you, please drop out of college because it's going to ruin your lives. Do me a favor, drop out. They don't teach you nothing good. Email me or Twitter me or whatever you call me, and I'll help you with your life, but you've got to get out of college because it isn't nothing but devil-worshipping, baby blood-drinking Democrat donors. Love ya.
Rosanne Barr, ladies and gentlemen, looking like she's had 10 glasses too many of Chardonnay.
While she's holding 2. Bitch.
First of all, if I tweet you, are you going to give me money for me to drop out of school? Is that what you're saying? No? What does she mean by that?
There are so many things wrong with that video. First,
drop out of school because what? Blood, baby, what in the hell was she talking about?
So that part is a part of the QAnon conspiracy where they believe that Democrats drink the blood of children. She is a QAnon conspirator.
Well, I mean, Carrie Lake is her friend.
Girl, why is she? Never mind. We're in Mar-a-Lago. Anyway, go ahead. It's your issue.
They're doing a fundraiser, I think.
It's your issue. Go ahead.
No, I just have no words. I had to bring it to the podcast because I'm like, what in the hell did I watch?
She said, our Trump is here, which threw
Which
me.
is very culty.
And then said that
Not
he's
culty.
It's definitely not cunty.
Can we say that?
What?
On here?
Cunty? Yes.
Okay.
Why can't I say
I don't
cunty?
But the word I said was culty. Like a cult.
She said Donald Trump was DJing and they were having a great time. And I'm just like...
That sounds like an awkward ass fucking party.
Donald Trump's not DJing anything.
Can you imagine?
Her saying drop out of college is because they don't teach you nothing. And you don't get any jobs. And you become a blood-sucking Democrat voter? Is that what she said?
I thought it was baby drinking blood.
Okay, that's... Okay, you're right.
Oh, sorry. She's chatting again.
Baby.
She said, drop out of college because it's going to ruin your lives. Do me a favor. Drop out. They don't teach you nothing good.
There we go. They don't teach you nothing
Email
good.
me or Twitter me or whatever you call me, and I'll help you with your life.
How?
But you got to get out of college. It's devil worshiping, baby blood drinking Democratic donors. Love you.
How? How you gonna help me? Answer me that. If I drop out of college, how
Does
you gonna help
Roseanne
me?
still have money?
Girl, she got kicked off her own show. Remember?
Because she had loose lips and was saying shit she didn't need to be saying.
Yeah, and she also called that black woman a monkey. Like,
Oh, yeah, there was that part.
the fall of Roseanne has been interesting.
I used to love the Roseanne
I used to
show.
love it too. It was a good show. I'm talking about the original, not the reboot.
Yeah,
I didn't really pay attention to the reboot.
The reboot felt a little racist.
To be honest.
Even though the first one, now to think about it, looked a little racist too. But
you know, this is what we talked about, right? We talked about the cancer that the Trump administration made this country become. And then the people that, you know, back in the day I won't say looked up to, but thought were okay people or funny or whatever, are now turning out to be these racist, bigoted, crazy people. And I use crazy in quotations because loosely, because I don't want to offend crazy people, because I don't get the QAnon thing. I really don't. I don't get it. Y'all can't prove it. Nobody is holding children in the bottom of a pizzeria basement and drinking their blood. I just don't see it.
it's like my therapist said,
Where's the proof?
where are the facts?
Where is it?
Where are the facts? Listen, absolutely crazy. Yes, there may be some truth about going to college and not making what you think you should be making. But that's more so about the American economy and the way our corporations work, because they want to pay you as little as possible and get all the work out of you. So that's not an education thing. That's a corporation thing here in America. And maybe it's the same thing across the globe. Right. I don't know. I can't speak for everybody else. So yes, like I got 2 master's degrees. It says I should be making a whole shit ton more than I'm making right now. But I'm realistic that I live in America, and companies' profit is the bottom line, not your pay. So there is some truth to that about going to, but don't drop out of college. You're going to, or if you're going to drop out of college, go get a trade. Go to a trade school, get a trade. But you should always be wanting to learn. You should always be advancing your skills, staying on top of technology, because if not, you're going to sound like Rosanne Barr.
And you don't want to.
And or Carrie Lake, or Lauren Boebert, or Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Everyone you just named needs to have a seat. Everyone of them. What is Carrie Lake doing?
And if you're new here, our politics slant a little to the left.
Yeah, if you can tell.
And I can have a proper conversation with somebody on the right, just not if you think those people are smart.
Yeah, because then
I just mentioned.
I don't want to have a conversation with you because
it's not going to be productive.
It's not going to be productive.
But you had a question.
No, I'm like, what is Carrie Lake doing?
I think she's running for the Senate. I think. She's running for something.
Can she go away?
I'm not going to Google it because then it's going to come up on my timeline. And I don't care.
I don't care either.
But
I just
had to
hope
bring
she
it up.
doesn't bring back that Instagram filter she always had on.
She always had a filter behind her. Anyways, every day that I think I've heard the craziness, it just gets a little crazier. But
2024, I can't
2025,
wait.
I think I'm going to have to really go get my gun because I'm going to need to be protected of some kind because I don't know how crazy it's going to get here, depending on the outcome of November. Wait, when's the election? November 4th?
November.
That's a standard date too, isn't it?
Does it move with the moon?
It doesn't move with the moon. Wait, does it? Oh, man. My U.S. government teacher's rolling his grave at this point.
Isn't it always on a Tuesday? Am I wrong about that?
You know what? I think it's the first Tuesday of the year.
Okay.
Or
of the year.
The first Tuesday of
November?
November, yes. Thank you. I'm just going to go with that. Yes. Wait. In the United States, the annual day for general elections, it is statutorily set by the U.S. government as the Tuesday next after the first Monday in November. The Tuesday that occurs within November 2nd to November 8th. Never mind. Fuck what we said. Apparently it fluctuates as well. Why does everything fluctuate?
You said the Tuesday after the first Monday.
You see, now I know why we need to know algebra because everything is a fucking algebra problem. Jeez Louise. The Easter is like 6 moons and 7 suns around the world, and it can fluctuate between March something and April something. Now general election fluctuates between the last Monday of November up at what? Anyways,
all holidays should be
Christmas Day, the day baby Jesus was allegedly born, is always on December 25th.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
It is.
Why is the resurrection of Jesus always changing then?
Because the moon.
Girl, I'm done. I'm starting to get unhinged. And we thank you for joining us on episode 72. Our goal is always to bring you some facts, some stories, and some fun, because why not? Even if you are a conservative, you are welcome here. But you too should also be wondering what the fuck was wrong with Roseanne.
I mean, if you're not questioning that, then I'm questioning you. That's all I'm saying.
If you enjoy us that much, we hope you will review us on your favorite streaming platform and that you will follow us on
all of the platforms using MASXP23.
Why are you smiling?
I can't smile.
Oh, I thought I said something funny. And if you rather shoot us an email, well, shoot is a bad word.
Don't you shoot.
If you rather reach out to us via email with your feedback, questions, stories to share on the pod.
Or how we can help your life, according to Roseanne.
Or how we can help. Don't come looking for no money because we ain't got no money.
I'm not giving you that.
Okay, I ain't got no money. But I can give you some advice. You can email us at mannyandsean@gmail.com. MANNYANDSHAWN@gmail.com.
We also have a phone number, so you can text us, but don't be texting us dirty stuff like that one person.
Yeah, you can find that on Instagram. I don't feel like looking for it at this very moment.
I don't know it by heart.
And I'm not going to learn it by heart. So far, all we've gotten is I like 69 too. So, I mean, I don't know what else to tell you about that.
I don't know.
Well, we hope you've enjoyed this episode. We come to you all the way from Florida, where apparently, according to Ron DeSantis, if the weed bill passes, it will be detrimental to all of us because we will smell weed everywhere.
You already smell weed everywhere. I don't think it's going to matter.
And our quality of life is going to go down the fucking shitter. Anyways, I just wanted to add that piece because I thought it was hilarious. Save it for episode 63.
Okay. 63?
Wait, What episode is this? Oh, 73. All right.
Yeah, we gotta go.
Thanks for joining us. And as we love to say here at the Manny and Sean Experience Podcast,
do something good for yourself.
And then do something good for somebody else. That'll do it for us today. Thank you for joining. Bunkin.
Bucking.
Oh, it is bucking.
You keep saying bumpkin.
I don't know why I keep.
Because you saw that Shit's Creek episode the other night when she was wiping left and right on Bumpkin.
You're right.
Now
wait, now I'm confusing myself. What is the word?
Bucking.
Bucking.